Well, the impeachment of Joe Biden seems to be failing completely, going absolutely nowhere, as we talked about yesterday. But the new one is that some Republicans are now itching to impeach Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation. This doesn't really make any sense. And yet, here is Republican Congressman Mike Collins on Fox Business saying we may now need to look at impeaching Pete Buttigieg. Why? As if they need a reason. Apparently, the reasons are identity politics and wokeism. These are the reasons why now an impeachment of Pete Buttigieg is on the table. It makes no sense, but let's take a look at what Mike Collins said.
Where you have a president that actually put someone in place of the Department of Transportation who was instilled there on identity politics.
Yep. Okay, so you have to really understand what they're saying. Mike Collins is saying, and Stuart Varney is agreeing, that the reason Pete Buttigieg is Secretary of Transportation is because he's gay. That's what they mean by identity politics. Pete Buttigieg is a white guy, so that wouldn't be it. Pete Buttigieg is male, so it wouldn't be, oh, we're selecting women for the sake of selecting women. What Mike Collins is saying is that Pete Buttigieg is Secretary of Transportation because he's gay. And as a result, maybe he should be impeached.
Not due to the fact that he actually knew what the job entailed and how to do the job. So
is impeachment on the table, Congressman?
Well, if he doesn't resign, everything's on the table. Because you can tell after 2.5 years of a culture of wokeism in this department, you see the results of it.
There you go. Wokeism and identity politics have placed Pete Buttigieg as Secretary of Transportation. It's only because he's gay that he's there and he doesn't know what's going on. Hilariously, Pete Buttigieg strikes me, and we interviewed him a few weeks ago, as one of the most knowledgeable secretaries of transportation in decades. And if you want to talk about unqualified secretaries, you can't ignore what happened under Donald Trump. And it's not whataboutism. It's if there's a standard for qualification and we don't have a problem with what Trump did, how on earth are we going to say that there's a problem with Buttigieg? Betsy DeVos, as Secretary of Education, who wants to destroy public education. Ben Carson, as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, something that as a doctor, he knows absolutely nothing about. In fact, it seems that Ben Carson's appointment was identity politics, Trump hearing the word urban and thinking, oh, Ben Carson's black, let's make him that secretary. If anybody can be blamed for using identity politics for selecting secretaries, it would be Donald Trump. But they want to impeach Pete Buttigieg now. Genuinely deranged people. I mean, listen, why stop at impeaching Pete Buttigieg? Maybe there's some crime they could accuse him of and demand some kind of criminal investigation. But remember, when they tell you what they're going to do, excuse me, choking. When they tell you what they're going to do, believe them. They're telling us exactly what they're going to do. Trump is saying he's going to direct the Justice Department to prosecute his political opponents. And they're telling us what they're going to do. It's horrifying. We should believe them, and we should make sure that these people don't end up in positions of power. So I wrote another book for kids. The first book was Think Like a Detective. The point of the first book was to teach kids critical thinking, which Republicans don't want them to learn, because when kids learn critical thinking, they don't vote for Republicans. The new book is Think Like a Scientist. This is a fun adventure teaching kids the scientific method. Again, Republicans aren't big on kids learning the scientific method because when they do, they're less likely to fall for Republican lies about climate change and vaccines and so many other things. You can get the new book as well as the first one at davidpakman.com/book. This is part of the Adventures in Thinking series. Can you imagine that we're doing this? We are. davidpakman.com/book. 13,500 copies of the first book have sold. I'll bring you an update soon on sales for the second book. Think Like a Scientist. davidpakman.com/book.